Hello guys, today in this video, we are going to help you to find out the best DDR4 RAM for gaming in market. I made this list based on my personal opinion and I tried to list them based on their quality, durability, customer review and more. If you want to see their price and find out more information about them, you can check our links in the description below. Number 6. G.Skill Ripjaws V16GB DDR4-2400MHz. The G.Skill Ripjaws V are a much more mundane set of sticks for your PC. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you just want to stuff your budget system with some RAM and close it back up, never to be seen again. These Ripjaws are great for a capacity upgrade, or if you don't care much for flashing lights inside of your build. The G.Skill Ripjaws V are the second generation of DDR4 memory from G.Skill, and it's clear the company listened to the feedback and criticisms from the customers. This series is more affordable, faster, and has a less tacky heatsink than its predecessor. We found the 16GB Ripjaws V kit to be the best option for a decent capacity kit that features great performance right out of the box. The Ripjaws V did exceptionally well in our benchmarks without any overclocking, beating several kits in the 2400 MHz range. Despite this, you can still achieve an overclock to 2800, 3000 MHz with a simple bump in voltage. You might even reach 3200 MHz or higher, though you're likely to hit some stability issues. That's something to bear in mind with this kit though, because it's very affordable. It runs at a much slower speed that is ideal for modern systems. Ultimately, this memory will still function well in a gaming PC, but you might not get the absolute best performance out of your CPU as a result of the lower clock speed. With a reasonable price, however, whether running stock or overclocked, G.Skill's Ripjaws V are hard to beat. Number 5. G.Skill Trident Z Royal 16GB DDR4-4000 MHz. Known for superb binned memory and high-speed kits, G.Skill's Trident Z Royal blends 4000 MHz operation with a highly stylized design. These DIMMs are just asking to be put center stage in a showpiece gaming PC build, and it would be far from a slouch either. At DDR4-4000 with 15-16-16 timings, the Trident Z Royal kit is probably the perfect combination of high frequency, low timings, and broad platform compatibility. It does require 1.5V to operate at that spec, which is at the high end for a default voltage, but fear not, it will be able to run year after year. Best suited to high-performance Intel builds, the Trident Z Royal makes for the perfect high-speed pairing. This kit will keep your CPU fed with the data it needs at a rapid rate, and it comes out among the top in every benchmark we could throw at it. There's also room to overclock this kit if you see fit. This G.Skill Trident Z Royal kit comes equipped with the highly regarded Samsung BDI IC, known for its ability to scale with voltage. If you have a good CPU memory controller and a capable motherboard, you'll be able to push this kit well beyond its rated specification. We managed to push it to 4400 MHz without increasing voltage, although we were forced to lower the latency a touch for the kit to capitulate to our OC demands. The base Trident Z design hasn't changed all that much in recent years, but it's never looked as good as this. The modules demand to be shown off in a windowed case and look every bit premium kit with their stunning mirror-like silver or gold finish. Atop the modules are sparkling crystalline light bars with the requisite RGB goodness, and the colors are especially bright and vibrant. Some might even say it's too bright. As always, looks are subjective, but it's difficult to describe this kit as anything other than stunning. The mirror finish might be a fingerprint magnet, but that's only if you really must touch it, not that there's anything wrong with that. The silver version we have here would add a touch of class to almost any build. Whereas you may want to choose a slower 3600 MHz kit for AMD Ryzen, the Trident Z is a great option for most other high-end PC builds that looks as flashy as it's fast. Number 4. Colorful CVN Guardian 16GB DDR4, 3200. OK, so RGB LEDs on your memory sticks don't make your rig go faster, but they can really tie the room together. Or at least your PC's overall aesthetic. And the colorful CVN Guardian DDR4 at just $95 for a dual-channel 16GB kit, is probably the most affordable route into nailing that all-important RGB look for your gaming system. At their heart, the CVN Guardian memory modules, which come in 8GB trim, have decent, if a little basic, CL16 timings and are using the Micron EDI DDR4 memory chips. That makes them a good fit for a Ryzen build, as it's a little easier on the memory controller than something like the Samsung BDI. That means you might get higher frequencies, though you may not be able to tighten up the actual timings as much. But for an affordable DDR4 3200 kit, the CVN Guardian performs well, instantly taking to the XMP settings of our test board. There is the potential for overclocking too, with the kit capable of hitting at least DDR4 3600 with some slightly looser timings, even still at CL16. If you're just after some solid, affordable, good-looking memory, the CVN Guardian is a great option. It's using recognized Micron chips, both the aluminum heat spreader and RGB lighting looks great, and there is some headroom here too. The only downer is that we can only find one outlet selling it, AliExpress. Number 3. G.Skill Trident Z Neo 32GB DDR4 3600 MHz. G.Skill's Trident Z RGB RAM has been a mainstay of Memory Guide for years now, and it's no surprise the company's Trident Z Neo series has also earned a spot here. Like the original Trident Z RGB series, the Trident Z Neo comes equipped with brilliant RGB lighting done in a very tasteful manner. Each module comes equipped with 5 individually addressable RGB LEDs that can light up any PC build beautifully. But the real sell for this memory kit in how it's optimized for AMD Ryzen. This set of Neo RAM from G.Skill runs at 3600 MHz, which puts it in the sweet spot for red team gaming PCs for low latency operation. As a result, this is definitely a more budget-friendly option for mid-range builds with some flair, especially if you can't afford to stretch to the Corsair Dominator kits. Similar to the overall performance of your Ryzen PC build, the Trident Z Neo offers a fantastic bang for your buck. You can get a 32GB kit for well under $200, which means you can also easily upgrade your machine to an 64GB of high-speed DDR4 memory down the road. If you're using your PC for more than gaming, then perhaps that large pool of memory will come in handy, just don't expect much out of it for gaming alone. The Trident Z Neo comes in various speeds and configurations ranging from 2600 MHz all the way up to 4000 MHz. We recommend the 3600 MHz kit, but you may find faster ones going for only a little more money. Number 2. Corsair Dominator Platinum RGB 32GB DDR4 3200 MHz. Corsair's Dominator Platinum has been one of the best RAM for gaming kits for quite some time now. Its sleek exterior, patented DHX cooling technology and unrivaled performance have made it a formidable flagship over the years. First teased at CES, Corsair is now introducing the new Dominator Platinum RGB with the same best-in-class performance and RGB lighting using the company's new Capellix LEDs. The Dominator Platinum RGB takes the same best-in-class performance as the original, adds higher clocked SKUs, and 12 individually addressable Capellix RGB LEDs. The new LEDs are brighter and more efficient than previous iterations and are only available from Corsair. Combined with Corsair's ICUE software, the Dominator Platinum RGB has become the best RGB option out there and also the best high-end performance kit. At a quick glance, the new design may look similar to Corsair's Black Vengeance RGB series, but there are major differences in the lighting. The original Vengeance RGB features non-addressable LEDs, meaning the entire light bar could only be one color at a time. The newer Vengeance RGB Pro, on the other hand, features 10 individually addressable LEDs. Like the rest of the RGB lineup, the Dominator Platinum RGB is controlled via Corsair's ICUE software suite. If you have any other Corsair RGB products, you'll be able to import and synchronize your lighting profiles across all devices. We had some issues mirroring our custom keyboard lighting profiles, but the 11 different predefined lighting link settings worked perfectly. From a performance standpoint, the Dominator Platinum RGB lives up to its name. Each kit goes through a very tight screening process with hand-sorted memory chips to ensure maximum stability out of the box and generous overclocking headroom. This is a process Corsair has excelled at over the years, particularly with the Dominator series. The Dominator Platinum RGB is no exception. We received an 8x8GB test kit from Corsair for our quad-channel X299 bench and ran various tests using IDA64, Max MEM and games such as Metro Exodus and Apex Legends. Using the stock XMP settings at 3600 MHz, our kit performed right in line with the original Dominator Platinum and G.Skills Trident Z. In general, there was only a small margin of difference in performance up to 5% between competing kits, but overclocking was much more successful with the Dominator Platinum RGB. We were able to achieve a stable 4000 MHz with ease while manually overclocking the kit. With a bit more tweaking and minor bumps in voltage, we saw upwards of 4200 MHz, something most competing kits have struggled with. This isn't too surprising, considering Corsair's plans to sell XMP-ready kits up to 4800 MHz. Even with higher voltages and under heavy load, the Dominator Platinum RGB never broke 60 degrees Celsius. The price doesn't differ too much from the original non-RGB Dominator Platinum, but you're still paying a hefty premium over some of the other kits mentioned in this guide. We still think it's well worth every penny if you can afford it, whichever capacity kit you go for. Number 1. Team Stream ARGB 16GB DDR4 3600 MHz C14. The Team Stream ARGB RAM kit we got here for review isn't your standard DDR4 RAM, it's one of very few 3600 MHz kits that comes with a CAS latency of just 14. That puts it at the forefront of low-latency RAM favored by gaming PCs, especially AMD Ryzen rigs. As such, it takes the top spot as our pick for the best RAM for gaming. Not all that long ago, a kit as well-rounded on both price and performance would have been a distant dream. However, a recent DRAM price crash and an increasing process maturity in DDR4 production mean kits such as this can often be had for around $100. DDR4 memory really is maturing nicely. Just a couple of years ago, a decent DDR4 3200 kit was regarded as high-end, but as time ticks on, 3200 MHz is now the baseline for a decent gaming system. You could even argue that 3600 MHz is the current baseline for Ryzen 5000 and Intel 12th Gen systems, for decent performance without any significant price premium, with 4000 MHz and above the new sweet spot. That's great news for anyone eyeing up AMD's Ryzen CPUs, which favor a memory clock around the 3600 MHz mark, thus ensuring the Infinity Fabric clock is kept at a 1:1 ratio with your memory and your chip ticking over happily with minimal latency penalties. A kit such as the Team Stream is pretty much optimal. So, how does it perform? As is always the case with high-performance memory, the benefits are application-specific. When compared to a common DDR4 3200 kit, you do get the odd bump, though any benefit is hidden when you move to higher resolutions and graphical details. You will see the benefits if you want to extract every last frame with a high refresh rate monitor. High-performance memory is really only desirable when paired with a similarly high-spec system. That's not to say a kit like this is a waste of money. If you're going to drop $1,000 plus on a graphics card, why not splash an extra $50 or so on some quality RAM to minimize any potential bottlenecks? We think it's a no-brainer, especially as this kit will set you back a modest $160.